Hey everybody, it's Camo Dave here. I'm out hiking today. Got the shorts on, it's 35 degrees. I don't care. Guys, we're going to do a Cammy review. Oh, excuse me. Sun, don't get the sun in the camera lens. Camera lens looks kind of dirty. Oh, I hope I'm better. I hope it's better. Is that better? Is that better? We're going to do a Cammy review thing here. I thought, hey, we need to do a Cammy review. And so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to, we're going to show, in case you missed the Cammys, or at least all the different episodes of our winners categories, we're going to do a review show right now. Okay, I was going to do this next week, but I thought, what the heck, I'll do it today. So the Cammy 2020s just took place. We had all the voting back in November, then everybody voted. And so here's the results. And I'm going to tell you what I think of the results and who I would have picked in a lot of these categories, okay? So join me, shall you? Oh, it's hard to manipulate this camera with these. All right, we had the most beautiful female nomad. Wonderhussy won it, okay? So Wonderhussy, she was just one narrowly over Terry from Destination Open Road. It was a very narrow victory, but Wonderhussy Sarah won it. I agree with that. I think Wonderhussy's again, we talk about beautiful. Oh, again, gotta watch the sun. We gotta, always the sun. Anyway, we gotta think of beauty in terms of inner beauty too. I mean, outer beauty is nice, and Wonderhussy is a very beautiful woman, but also inner beauty means a lot. That's kind of what I was getting at with this category. So I think, I agree totally Wonderhussy deserves that award. But to be honest with you, in here, I probably would have picked, if I was picking the winner of this category, I don't know. Bex the cat herder would be she would be one of the people I would put up there. Definitely like Terry, Destination Open Road. Who would I pick? Who would I pick? Who I would pick? Kelly Doyle. I think I would pick Kelly Doyle if I was choosing this category for myself. I think Kelly is just a sweet lady. I love Sophie, the dog, the pit bull. I don't know. She just seems like a really nice lady. I don't know her. Again, it's hard to judge people by their personas on YouTube. Sometimes everybody puts up a, hi there, I'm such a nice person. But, I don't know. I would have picked Sophie Doyle. I just think I would have. That's what I would have done. But I think Wonderhussy is a perfectly good. As far as, hey, the other people that were leading in the category were Unstoppable Morgan. I like Unstoppable Morgan. I think she's a beautiful woman. I think she has a wonderful sense of humor. I don't know. I just don't know. Is what she presents on YouTube the actual reality of who she is? I'm not so sure. It's interesting to see people on YouTube and, are they really presenting their true selves there? I think most aren't, but I don't know. I look at Sophie Doyle and I think, Kelly Doyle. I'm going to get them mixed up. Sophie's the dog, Kelly's the lady. I look at Kelly Doyle and I think, I get an impression from her that's who the real Kelly Doyle is, what we see. And she seems like a very nice person, so that's who I would pick. It's very difficult to manipulate this camera with these gloves on, but it's 35 degrees out here. Most beautiful male nomad. The winner was Dave's RV Life. I like Dave. Again, beauty is, we're talking about the inner beauty, the niceness of the person, so to speak, And I agree with that. I like Dave's RV Life a lot. I think he is really cool. He really has a certain honesty about him. Some of the other people that were on the list here, Dave 2D. I think Dave 2D is a very clever chap, but I don't know if beauty is the word that would describe him. Anyway, Line Screw 1. Who else here? Wonderlust Estate James, we had listed. I like Wandering Jimmy a lot. I think he's a cool cat. I think, though, I would agree with the voters here. They picked Dave's RV Life And I'd have to say I agree with that vote. I think he would be my choice. All right, the third category we had was the most honest nomad. And again, that is a difficult, it's hard to judge because, you know, there are so many, how do we know? How do we really know if somebody's honest? They may appear honest in their videos. They may, you know, people put on an act, you know. How do we really know somebody's honest, you know? I don't know. I think the honesty question would probably be marked by, you know, hey, they're not trying to raise money all the time, okay? You know, an honest person would not be trying to, you know, hype a lot of, you know, repairs and stuff like that, and then doing super chats and stuff. Am I an honest person? I wouldn't vote for myself. I honestly wouldn't. I try to be honest with you guys, but you know, hey, you know, we're all trying to make a living here on YouTube. Who would be honest? Who would be honest? The nominees, of course, we had Dave 2D on that. We had Dave 2D. He was honest in a way when it came to the election. You know, he did put his political views out there, and I think it hurt his channel. But, you know, again, you know, 40% are going to like you and 40% are going to dislike you when you do stuff like that. Adventure Van Man was a good choice. He came in second. The winner in this was Slim Potatohead. Chrome Vancity Vanlife. Chrome Vancity Vanlife, he's very entertaining and he puts up a good face. I'm not sure if that's the real him. I don't know. I would say I agree with this one here. The voters went for Slim Potatohead by a fairly good margin. And I would totally agree. I think of the nomads that I watch, Mr. Slim Potatohead does seem to be the most honest about what's going on in his life and just having a steady hand at everything. And, you know, I really think I totally agree with the voters. The voters have spoken, and they've spoken correctly. Nomadic pets. You know, the Wolfpack are adorable. They came in second. Olive's Wondering Jimmy is beautiful, too. Sheldon the Turtle. Jax. Moo Moo won. Moo Moo won, and I can't argue with that, okay? I can't argue with that. Moo Moo won. But I don't know. I have a penchant for pit bulls. You know, Sophie the pit bull, again, Kelly Doyle's dog. That dog is wonderful. What an adorable dog. And I walked Tank the pit bull for well over a year there when I was staying with Susan and Sandy in Springfield, Virginia. So I would have to say I would have picked Sophie the pit bull. Okay, but anyway, how do you know, all these other dogs are great. Sober's wonderful. Zoe, Dave 2D's dogs. Cruz, I mean, what a nice dog. They're all nice dogs, you know. My Dachshundator's Jilly. You know, I love Jilly. Jilly's adorable. But I think I would have probably, if I had to go, you know, if someone put a gun to my head and said, you gotta pick the most wonderful YouTube nomad dog, I think Sophie the pit bull would be my choice. Most broke down nomad, again, I have to say, yeah, Randy the Mobile Traveler was the winner in this one. You chose him, and I think that is absolutely right. I don't think we've seen anybody in this past year of 2020 that's had more problems with staying on the road, with more vehicle, you know, breakdown problems than Randy the Mobile Traveler, far and away. Blue Van Dan would be a close second. He came in third. Living Free Mike. Living Free Mike isn't so much broke down. He's just doesn't want to move much. You know what I'm saying? I think Mike could have done much more traveling had he wanted to this year. It was his choice not to. You know, his RV needed some maintenance. He just didn't want to do it, you know? And he just wanted to sit in Paul's backyard all summer and then just sit around in quartzite. I think Mike is more of becoming a nomadic nomad. He should be in the static category, more or less, because he just doesn't seem to want to do much moving. But I don't think the reason was because he was broke down so much, even though he did have some vehicle issues. I think Randy's the right choice in this. Blue Van Dan, definitely a second. But I do admire Blue Van Dan, especially for his you know, he stayed on the road. He kept moving, you know. Even though he had issues, he kept moving. And you got to hand it to him. He did it, you know, that's saying something. The most tricked out vehicle, Vancity Vanlife, won by a very large margin, with Slim Potato Head and Foresty Forest coming in second. I totally agree with that. I think, you know, we can look at two parts of this category. One is the build out, you know, the best build out, and I think Vancity Vanlife absolutely had the best build out. But then you can also look at some other really nice setups. And I don't know, I would go for Venture 4-wheel drive, Venture 4WD, Venture Forward, whatever he calls his channel, Chris. He's in that orange Jeep. He has a very simple build out in his Jeep with a little tent up on top. And I think he's done a magnificent job keeping it simple. A simple, but a very well-designed, tricked out thing for him. But Vancity Vanlife, you know, for a small space, yeah, you can't argue what he's done. Keeping it simple, I think, keeping it functional is important. You know, not a lot of clutter, not a lot of junk. You know, and we do see some nomads like Less Like More Journey who have gone the luxury route. They do build out. They do, you know, in that Airstream, they did a lot of building out on that, but they have this beautiful luxury vehicle now that's already there for them. They don't really have to do much to it. I don't know. I like the votes. I think Vancity Vanlife certainly deserves the win in this, as you voted for him, but I personally probably would have gone for Venture 4-wheel drive or Venture 4WD. I think what he's done in his little Jeep is pretty amazing. All right, the category, 7th category here we had was the nomad you most like to meet in person. Oh no, I'm covering the microphone. Man, I don't need the gloves. I mean, the gloves I need, but it's like, man, it's a pain. Yeah. Well, we got a whole bunch of people. Wonderhussy, Slim Potato Head, Itchy Boots, Carolyn's RV Life, Hobo Shoestring, Pandemonium, Rosie O'Kelly, Black Bigelow, Sightseeing Sally, Casey Roman. They're all I'd love to interview all those people. I would love to sit down with all of those people, or one at a time. Camber Van Kevin, Creativity RV Robin, Living Free Mike. I would love Dave 2D. I could, you know, Unstoppable Morgan, Wandering Jimmy, Vancity Vanlife. They would all be fascinating people to talk to, and I would love to meet them all in person, one at a time. I don't want to meet them all in a big group. No. Wonderhussy won that. She won it. She has a very interesting life there in Las Vegas. And Slim Potato Head came in second. You know who I would pick? I would probably pick Rosie O'Kelly. She came in third in that category. And I just don't know. She just has a fascinating, I just watch her live streams all the time. There's just something truly fascinating about Wonderhussy. I mean, not Wonderhussy. Well, there is, but I meant Rosie O'Kelly. I just don't know. If I had to pick one person on this list, you know, if I could only meet one of them, and really, you know, I would say Rosie O'Kelly. She's a nomad, not being as tremendously nomadic this year. I mean, she does travel to Vegas, and she goes down to LA, and she lives out there in Santa Rosa. So she does travel. She does have a vehicle, but she stays in hotels and motels and stuff like that. I wouldn't call her a nomad, but she does nomadic, you know, she does fit the category in a general sort of way. But she's just a fascinating person. And she talks so much more about than just the nomadic life, but other things in life. And she's been through a lot, as you can obviously tell. So I would have to say the nomad that I'd most like to meet in person would be probably Rosie O'Kelly. And maybe I will get to meet her, because she said she's coming to North Carolina in 2021. All right, the best non-nomadic nomad. A whole bunch of people came on here. The two, though, that were well in the lead were Living Free Mike and Dave 2D. You know, again, I agree with Living Free Mike in a sense. You know, he could have traveled more. He could have. He could have spent a little more money on his RV and maybe gotten some, you know, business acumen, and maybe, you know, raised a little more money and kept himself going and doing some more traveling. Yes, I agree. 2020 was a weird year for traveling. But I would have to say I agree that Living Free Mike does deserve the statue for the Cammies, as you all voted him as the most non-nomadic static nomad. Again, it was his choice, I think, more than anything else. Now, he hasn't not moved at all. You know, he did go from, you know, he was in the courtside. I think he started the year in Florida, and then he went out to courtside, and then he went to Slab City, and then he kind of just hung out in the courtside area for a while. Then he went and spent basically most of the summer in Minnesota there with his family and friends in Paul's backyard. And then he went back down to courtside again. So it isn't that he hasn't traveled. He has. But at the same time, you know, his traveling is just kind of to familiar places. And then once he gets somewhere, he just kind of doesn't do a heck of a lot, you know, some touristy stuff, and drives around to the hardware store and stuff like that, but he's not like constantly traveling. So I don't know. I definitely think that, you know, Dave 2D is a close second in this, and I agree with that. You know, he's bought a house, and so yeah, bought a house with a lot of mouse. I don't know, rats. I do agree with that. Yeah. So, yeah, I agree with it. I would pick Mike. All right, for the best nomadic cook, Foresty Forest took the award. You voted for Foresty Forest with Terry from Destination Open Road second, Venture Van Man third, Living Free Mike fourth. Also in the mix was Gone with the Wind's Papa Texas. Now, I like what, you know, I don't know. You know, I do agree Foresty Forest is the winner for this. You know, what he does with that little crock pot from the thrift store, and some of the, he's a chef. He could easily be a chef somewhere. He's really got a supreme talent for it. But I would tie him with Papa Texas. I don't know. Papa Texas he's a great cook. And I don't know. Insane Chef also, I would probably throw in there. I would make it a three-way tie with Foresty Forest, Insane Chef, and Papa Texas. And finally, the best monetized nomad. The winner was Vancity Vanlife. And who can argue with that? The man has done more to build out his channel and make it a successful business enterprise than I think just about anybody else. I have no problem picking Vancity Vanlife. Cheap RV Living Bob over the years has also done a very good job of that. He only got a couple votes in this category, surprisingly. Foresty Forest came in second. Foresty's done very well, Simon, building out his Patreon and all that. Trent and Allie have done a great job keeping the content coming and turning their former nomad life into, you know, building a house there in Utah. But I agree with the winners in this one. The winner is Vancity Vanlife by far. I think, you know, he has been a very successful and quality nomad. So, all right. So those, if you missed any of the categories there, we did a couple of reveal a couple of these every night now, and that's it. So it was good this year. I thought we did a pretty good job. It was a different kind of Cammy Awards. Last year we had a big ceremony on the Saturday before Christmas, and it was well produced by Mr. Aaron, Life with Aaron. He's a, you know, really great producer, but he had other things to do this year, and it was a weird year with the pandemic and all that stuff, but I think everything worked out pretty well, and we're finally done with it. We're done with the damn thing. No, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, so that's it. That ought to do it for the Cammy Awards for 2020. I'll put up a little posting, so I'll write it all out, who won all the categories again, so you can refer to that. But anyway, so that's that. So anyway, thank you for all the people that voted. And yeah, we all had right-in. I think it went really well this year. I think it really went really well. And so yeah, so I am going to be doing the zip line now. I'm done with my video. Now it's time for the zip line, and I'm going to be zipping all the way over there to the other side of the park. All right, so thank you all for watching, everybody. And again, it was a crazy year, but it was a good year for a lot of people this year. I mean, you know, I had a good time here at my little apartment. I got settled. A lot of nomads, despite the you know, restrictions and stuff, were able to do a lot of traveling, some more than others. Most nomads seem to stay pretty healthy despite all the crazy stuff going around in the air this year. So, you know, I don't know. But we had some, you know, good channels this year, and I'm sure we'll have some good ones next year. But, you know, it's kind of sad to see so many nomads not doing so much traveling and just kind of sitting back on their butts. And, you know, not doing much with their channels, just, you know, the dogs, the cooking, more dogs, more cooking, more dogs, more cooking. You know, I don't know. But there's always some, you know, as we say, some channels like Foresty Forest, Vancity Vanlife, Slim Potatohead. Great channels out there, and there's still some good ones out there really worth watching. All right, I'm going to be zipping around. Thanks for watching. Blog Under!